our query becomes select username from results where rating greater than equal to 1600 and rating less than 2000, order by score descending. So this is our overall query, and I
Hello
hope you
everyone,
understand
welcome to
each
the
part of
channel.
it. So
Thanks for
here we are
watching.
discussing the question first problem on SQL. So here the problem states that welcome to the experimental contest using SQL. Solve your first toy problem by just outputting all rows of table participants. Assume that input table already exists and only worry about the queries. To help get started, ID has been pre-filled with some code. You only need to edit the correct name table. So here we are given in the editor, we are given with select. I'm writing S for select, asterisk from, and here table name. So here what you need to do, instead of this table name, remove this and simply write here what table name is given to you, that is participants. So here you got your query, select asterisk from participants, and you can just, after writing this, click on submit and your problem is solved. So we have solved the first problem, which was very easy. Now moving on to the second question here. Let me first remove this. Yeah. So moving on to the second question. Here the second question states that you have a table participants with 3 columns as follows. Username, which is varchar. Varchar means you can have it in the form of characters, and you can have maximum characters of 255. Rating is in form of integer and institution is in form of varchar again of 255 limit. So your task is to output the number of distinct institutions from which there have been participants and output the column header in output as the number of distinct institutions. Now if you see the example, this is the table, so we need to output number of distinct institutions. So this one is distinct, we have 1 for this, 2 for this, 3 for this, and then this is the same as 2, so I am writing 2 here, and for LMN this is 4. So how much distinct institution? 4. So 4 will be our output with column header as number of distinct institutions. So to have the distinct institutions, what we generally write in a query is we write distinct institutions. So instead of institutions, I am writing here INIST, you can write whole institutions. So you got the distinct institutions, and now what you want, how many distinct institutions are there, which means you need a count of it. So directly you can write count distinct institutions. Now you want to select it, so write select before this. So we are forming the query, if you see. So our half of the query is formed. Select count distinct institution. Now what we need to have the header as number of distinct institutions. So we need count as what? You can output the header here, which is number of, I'm not writing fully, you can write it, distinct institution. So this will be our header, and then from where you want this count from, lastly we will write the table name, which is participants. So you can write it fully. I am just writing par. So we get our query as select count distinct institutions as number of distinct institutions from participants. So this is our output for the second question. Now let's look at the third question. So our third question is about div2 rank list. The question states that you have a table with 4 columns. Table name is results. So we have here username, which is varchar, rating int, institution varchar, and score int. Now you are guaranteed that no two participants have the same score. Your task is to output the div2 rank list of username of div2 participants in decreasing order of the score. So you have two tasks here, which is you need to output the div2 participants, and also you need them in descending order. And a participant is in div2 if the rating is greater than equal to 1600 or less than 2000. So we are given here the rating, and we need to check whether rating is greater than equal to 1600 and less than 2000. So we have column header as div2 rank list. Now let's see here. So in this you check first the scores. So less than how much we want? We want greater than 1600 and less than 2000. So here we see the rating. This rating is following this criteria. So we have this username. This rating is not following. The above rating is also not following. This rating is following. This rating is following. So we have 3 participants, namely these 3, and then we order them in the descending order. So if you see in the descending order, then the participant which is lowest rank, which means the highest one, he has scored the highest. We need to order by score. So we see the score 520, then 120 and 495. So what is the highest score? 520. So we have PQRST as first, second as UV WXYZ, as we have 495 for it, and next is HIJKL. So in this order we place it and give the header as div2 rank list. Now how to solve this question? To solve this question, firstly what we want, rating greater than equal to 1600 and rating less than 2000. So first we will start from a simple select. What we need to select here? The username. So here I write username. And from where we want to select? From results. And now what is the condition? For condition we write where. So where in this case we have mentioned the condition for rating. So I've written the whole code, now I will be explaining it. And then we need to order it by the score in descending order, hence we write order by score